I've said this once and I'll keep saying it until this arc is over. Granolah the Survivor arc is by far the best arc. That's basically my hot take within like these few couple of chapters that we've had this dude even appear. Like, I don't know what it is with Toyotaro and Akira Toriyama. I mean, I believe when they actually started this arc, Toyotaro also mentioned the fact that this is like one of the best arcs that he feels like he's ever like read. So that kind of hyped it up. And with this latest chapter, I could see where all the hype is about. That last chapter was just chef's kiss, just perfect in my opinion from beginning to end. And it wasn't even just myself who said this chapter was good. Everyone within my anime community over on Instagram, which if you guys haven't checked it out, it's right here on the screen or link in the description at Huggyface Anime. I post basically daily Dragon Ball pics as well as other animes here and there. Just kind of talking about Dragon Ball, my hot takes on certain topics, as well as draft pages, leaks, and full Dragon Ball Super manga chapters in their English translations when they drop. So if you're interested in any of that, make sure to click that link in the description and go hit me a follow. I'll greatly appreciate your guys' love and support within my anime page. But everyone within my actual anime page, when I uploaded these, pages and this chapter, no one was upset over this chapter. There's literally nothing within this chapter that was actually bad. Everything from start to finish was paced beautifully. Everything within this chapter actually made sense, and everything within this chapter was just basically leading towards the next chapter, which at the end of that chapter we got to see that Malik, as well as I believe his name is Oil, both of them actually recruited Goku and Vegeta through a little persuasion, saying that there's a villain, aka Granolah, is out and they need their help to actually go destroy or defeat this quote unquote villain. And obviously Goku and Vegeta, they just hear the word villain and they're already on board. So they're within their spaceship getting ready, and obviously Malik actually contacts Granolah saying that, hey, there's some Saiyans still alive, and that got, Granolah riled up and saying that he's basically ready to get revenge within these last 50 years for all of his Ceruleans, as they're called. So obviously at the end of the chapter, they basically left us with a cliffhanger that yes, maybe within either the next chapter or the second chapter, so like in 2 months, we might get the Goku and Vegeta versus Granolah, or maybe one versus one, and then we get to see again like the next chapter one versus the other, and then they just kind of formulate a plan to either go after Frieza or go after the Heaters, whatever they actually feel like it. But there's just a lot of seeds that were planted within this chapter, one of them actually being gas. I don't know. I honestly don't know gas, why they're hyping gas up so much. I'm really excited to see how strong this dude actually is, because he even states within, if you guys don't know who Gas is like the smallest dude within the Heaters. A lot of people are saying that he's like the strongest, or even Alec, which is the leader, says that he is the strongest out of the four. He's basically saying that he should have taken a chance against Granolah, and then Alec was like, no, we need you for like the later fights. And a lot of people are kind of speculating that maybe we're going to be getting Gas versus Gohan. Maybe that's going to be the villain that Gohan's actually going to be able to beat, kind of like how he did within the Moro arc, where he was just defeating a bunch of like Moro's little junkies. Maybe he's going to have to go up against Gas and actually defeat Gas. But apart from that, I just wonder how strong this dude actually is, because if they're hyping him up to be strong, he better be strong, because he's going to be going up against people like Vegeta, people like Goku, heck, even people like Granolah, who's the strongest in the universe. Like, that's just insane to actually think about. And another thing that they're actually planting is Zuno. If you guys don't remember who Zuno was, he was actually brought back within a lot of chapters, or even within the manga, not the manga, the anime. He was actually brought in within like, what was it, like the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament? The dude that, like, if you give him a little smooch on the cheek, he actually gives you, depending on how well you smooch him on the cheek, he gives you a range of questions or number of questions that you could ask. Within this actual chapter, we got to see that Malik actually gave him a smooch, and he allowed her 10 questions. Who even knows what these 10 questions are? Obviously, there were some examples, such as finding out what the Saiyan's weaknesses are. I don't know if Zuno told it like one by one in terms of questions, like what's Goku's weakness and what's Vegeta's, or if she just asked in general. But at the same time, there's still like a good like 5 or 6 questions that we don't necessarily know that they asked. This is kind of like another Moro situation where Moro, wished for his youth and his magic to come back, but we didn't know what his second wish was. That's exactly what's happening within here. So, that's something to kind of look forward to see if that's going to be the downfall of Goku and Vegeta and possibly even Granola. Like, I'm really excited to see what those wishes were, and hopefully it's not lackluster, because obviously, like, when they came to the moral arc, when he's like, oh, I freed the prisoners, people were like, that's such a dumb reason, that's such a dumb, like, plot twist or whatever they did. And it turned out to be something even better, because through releasing the people, he got henchmen, and then he was able to absorb those henchmen later on. So that was really, really smart. I wonder if they're going to do that within this arc as well. But geez, like, this arc is just getting better and better, and I'm really enjoying the fact that a lot of people within the community are also enjoying this arc, because a lot of people within the Moro arc, there were some who really loved it, like myself, and there's other people who really hated it. And the way that they're spanning out the Granola arc is just making a lot of sense. Like, to be honest, every time I read a chapter, I'm just getting more and more information. Kind of how, like, like, even with Goku and Ultra Instinct, we learned that Goku's Ultra Instinct that he uses is actually a transformation and not necessarily a technique. The technique that he's learning is to use Ultra Instinct in his base form, which that just blew my mind. Like, this whole time people were saying that Ultra Instinct is a technique, but within Whis right here, when he's talking to Goku, he's saying that the form that he uses is an actual transformation, and that's going to be used as a trump card, and he's going to be learning Ultra Instinct at will with, like, his base body, which is kind of like reminiscent of, like, Goku and Gohan within the Cell Saga when they were using Super Saiyan in, like, their base form. So the fact that they're actually doing that, as well as Vegeta, learning the Hakai. Obviously, I don't think he's perfected Hakai, but the fact that Beerus actually acknowledges him and he gives him, like, that little piece of the earring, that for me was just so cool, because that just adds to Vegeta's character that he actually has this earring to demonstrate or to actually showcase that he is able to use Hakai. Like, all of that is so cool, and obviously Goku getting the Whizzy back, so we get to see, like, the little friendly competition between Angel and Destroyer. Like, it's all just so like, well implemented. That's just insane how this chapter actually just evolved into what's going to be happening next. And honestly, within this next chapter, who knows what exactly is going to be happening, but it's just so good. The only gripe that I had within this chapter was the fact that Goku as well as Vegeta learned their techniques, I feel like, a little too fast. Now, obviously, we don't know how long the skip actually was between, what's going on. A lot of people are saying that it might have been like a month or two. I personally feel like it was like a couple of weeks, probably even a month. But, like, when it comes to something like honing Ultra Instinct as well as learning the Hakai, although Goku and Vegeta are, like, really strong people and they're quick learners, I feel like those type of techniques, especially like a technique of an angel and the Hakai ability of a god of destruction, shouldn't be something that they should learn that fast. I feel like the time skip should have been at least like half a year to almost a year to make it significant, to be honest. I mean, obviously, there is time constraints because this arc is really, really close to the end of Dragon Ball Z, which I don't know if they're going to be keeping Z's ending or if they're going to recon it. Like, I really don't know what exactly they're going to be doing, but I just wish the time skip was longer. Like, I feel like, yes, Goku and Vegeta probably learned their techniques within a couple of weeks, but I still feel like it would have been more significant if it took them longer to actually showcase that these techniques take, like, a lot of time to actually master. But apart from that little, like, small nitpick, I'm just really enjoying where they're going with Granolah the Survivor, and I really can't wait to see what the next chapter brings, because although Granolah is quote-unquote the strongest in the universe, in my opinion, that doesn't make him the best in the universe. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people who always get really, really powerful, but end up losing because of, like, other small little nitpicks here and there. Like, it's one thing to be strong, but there's another thing to be, like, an actual good warrior and a good, like, technician and, like, a good fighter. We don't know that much about Granolah. Like, obviously he's kind of just been training in terms of bounty hunting and, like, sniping, but we don't necessarily know the extent to his actual combat ability. We just know that he's super powerful. He's basically like a Jiren, but the only difference is that Jiren is actually smart and he actually knows how to fight. So when it comes to Granolah, we're going to have to see how his actual fighting style is represented within his fight with either Vegeta or Goku, which I feel like they're going to bust what they always do and they're going to make Vegeta go first and then Goku. But heck, imagine if they make Goku go first and Goku gets defeated. Like, that's going to be nuts if they actually... I'm saying it right here, Goku's going to go first. I'm not betting anything on it because I feel like Toyotaro and Akira Toriyama are probably just going to laugh at this video and be like, ha, we're going with Vegeta first again. But imagine the impact if Goku goes first and he loses. Like, That would be insane. Like, there's so much they could do with this arc, and I'm really excited to see what they actually continue to do moving forward. Like, that's the one thing I love about Dragon Ball Super, where it's at right now with the Granolah arc. No one knows what could happen. We literally started this arc thinking that Granolah was a fallen angel who was gonna go get his angel abilities back from 7-3 or OG 7-3i, and that was completely that was like the worst theory ever made. Like, I mean, it was a cool theory, but it was completely wrong. So who knows exactly what exactly they're actually going to be doing within these next couple of chapters. But I'm just really excited, y'all, and I'm really excited that I managed to kind of get this headset on and make this quick little video for all of you guys, because I miss making content, y'all. Like, as much as I love school, I love making content. Even though hardly like anyone watches these videos, I just really enjoy just putting on this headset and just talking about Dragon Ball with people. So yeah, man, I'm really excited. I can't wait for next month to read chapter 72. Whether we get a fight or not, that's going to depend on how Toyotaro and Toriyama are feeling, but hopefully we get just more juicy information about what's going on in the world of Granolah the Survivor arc. But with that being said, though, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, or if you just want to leave your comments about the chapter as a whole, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know when I'll be back because school be kicking my butt right now, but I'm almost done with the semester, so here's to hoping I get to do more content in the near future. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.